Our next guest is an award-winning actor who's been keeping us entertained for over 30 years. From stage to screen, he's done it all, you guys, and always leaves us wanting more. Please welcome Matthew Modine.
Hey, how you guys doing?
It's good to have you here.
You must be introducing somebody else. It couldn't be me.
Oh, it's you, baby. We're talking about you.
It is you.
All day.
It's good to
the last time we saw you.
I've been really good. Whoa! I've been really good.
See?
That's live television there, man.
Your whole energy is knocking everything over.
There you go.
Yeah, I've been doing really good. I mean, the COVID has taken its toll on my family and friends. You know, we've lost three friends, and
I'm sorry.
It's a strange time to be living through. It's a strange time. I don't know how to put it in any other terms. Yeah.
I'm sorry about your losses.
Matthew, we send our condolences.
Thank you.
We're still here at home, and a lot of us have been going stir crazy at home, including you, but you actually decided to do something about it. So what have you been up to?
Yeah, I had to get out. I got in my car and did a cross-country tour of America, you know. I live in New York City, and for the last few years, because of work, it brought me and my family to Los Angeles. And we forget about those areas that are in between the two coasts. And it's important to get a sort of sense of the pulse of the United States and be with some people that, and hear their opinions about what's going on and see the world from a different perspective, a different point of view. So it was really valuable for me. I mean, the whole thing about being an actor is to try to get inside the skin of the people that you're playing and to try to understand and see the world from their point of view. And it's Harper Lee in her book, To Kill a Mockingbird, she has Atticus say that we never really understand another person until we get inside their skin and move around in it.
I agree. I once had an acting teacher say, you can't live life unless you live life. You know, you can't play it. So that's really smart. Matthew, you made a pit stop in Atlanta that you got everybody talking because you were spotted on the set of Stranger Things. So does this mean you'll be making an appearance in the upcoming season? We need to know, because that's important.
Well, you know, that's really a question for the Duffer Brothers, and I'm appreciative of everybody asking that question, because hopefully it'll push them in a direction we'd all like to see. I certainly would.
Right.
But I stopped by. You know, when I did season 1, Millie Bobby Brown was an 11-year-old child, and it was such a pleasure to work with her. And over the years, she's grown up and she understands the power of her position and has used that position to benefit other people working with UNICEF and different charities and bringing her notoriety to really important causes. And this is a business that chews children up, you know, and spits them out. Yes. And, you know, we just have to look back at the history of Hollywood from Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland to the present day, and we can see the debris of people's lives and what this industry does to them. And I just am so proud of her, and I love her so much, and her mother and father and her brothers and sisters. They're just good people. And I was going through Atlanta, and I said, let me just cruise by the set and say hi to her and congratulate her and wish her the best with the 4th season.
Sweet.
I love that. Both of your kids are also in the industry. So do they go to you for advice a lot?
You know, the industry has changed so much. When I came into the business, some of you guys maybe, we auditioned. We went in the room with casting directors, and you had a human-to-human relationship. And I think that's so important. And that doesn't happen today for young actors. They self-tape, you know, they set their phone up and self-tape. And you don't have that kind of
so different
audition process that I'm familiar with. And so the business has changed so much, you know, with streaming. And so I'm so proud of both of them. Bowman and Ruby are working so hard. Ruby has a new album come out called Infinity Mixtape, which I hear. We did it again. I hear her singing, and I just wonder where that talent came from. I know it came from her mother. It didn't come from me, that ability to sing and tell stories through songs. Stella Adler was my acting teacher, and she worked with Lena Horne for a while. And she said, you know, when you sing songs, you're telling stories, and you just in a lyrical way. And my daughter has that gift. You know, she tells stories, sometimes very painful stories about things that have happened to her in her life. And wow. I think it's so beautiful. I think music is the most powerful thing in the world. And I'm so happy for her. And my son is a writer and a director, and he's making his way through the obstacle course of Hollywood.
Come on, proud dad. I love it.
You passed on the gene of artistry. That's amazing that your kids are such creators. And you too, because in your new movie, Wrong Turn, you play a father who comes to his daughter's rescue. So have you ever had to actually do that for your kids in real life?
Well, I think the worst thing that ever happened to me with my children was before my daughter was born. I was taking my son to Washington Square Park to go play on some of the playground equipment, and he was on his bicycle with training wheels, and he said he wanted a hot dog. I said okay, and I looked for the hot dog vendor, and my son had disappeared, and it was an absolute nightmare trying to find him in the very crowded Washington Square Park on a Sunday afternoon.
So what did you do?
And I had to do. I did something which I was terrified to do. I called my wife on the payphone to tell her I'd lost our son.
Oh my
God! God!
And thank goodness she didn't answer the phone.
Were people recognizing you?
Yeah. It was the height of my popularity, and people were recognizing me and asking me for autographs, and it was like, get out of my way. I'm like, screaming, yelling for my son, Bowman, trying to find him in the park. And then he saw me, and he let the bicycle fall down, and tears were running down his face. And, it was
He will
5
never
or 10.
forget that, ever.
You know what else is scary? Your movie, Wrong Turn. It looks super scary, but tell us about it.
Well, you know, I was thinking about this. I don't want to get really dark and everything, but, you know, I was driving here. I'm in Macon, Georgia, and my aunt passed away, and so I stopped by to see my family. And I drove through one of those gated communities and walking through a neighborhood. And that's kind of what, in a way, Wrong Turn is about. It's about making a wrong turn and going someplace that you didn't expect to find horror and danger, but of course you find it. And so there's this community of people who, before the American Civil War, decided that they were going to leave and create something called the Foundation, where they would create their own country up in the mountains in Appalachia. And of course, they don't know anything about the modern world and what's going on in it, or how society has evolved, kind of like Amish people, that they're but even more removed from the world. And my daughter goes missing, and he can't find her, and so he has to go on this journey to go and find where she's made this wrong turn.
Wow. Well, let's take a look at you in Wrong Turn.
Descendants of these people are still living up there on the mountains?
We don't bother them, and they don't bother us. But anyone who goes up there, they don't come back. Alive or dead.
And you know this how?
It's happened before.
Well, if it's happened before, why hasn't someone done something about it?
Because it's made to look like they left.
Matthew.
Creepy.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us today, Matthew. It's always good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, Lon. Thank you, Lon. You know how much I love you ladies, and you know you bring so much love to the world and positivity. So this is a show. This is a no-brainer for me. You guys invite me on, I'm going to be there.
Thank
I
you.
love you,
Thank you so much.
Sweet. Wrong Turn is currently in select theaters and will be on video on demand and digital streaming platforms starting February 23rd.